Okay guys, so finishing up these notes, this is the most complicated concept that we actually do. And it's this whole going back and forth between given the problem and then given the function to use for the problem. I know this is a difficult thing. It's just every year this is something that kind of trips people up a little bit. So let's do one more and let's see how this works. So remember, this is what we're trying to do. This is the function that we're given. Problem, given information. So I'm coming here. I'm going to just rewrite this. Now I have to figure out what f of x plus delta x is. So here's my function f of x. So wherever we have an x, see, I'm trying to figure out what this would be. Wherever we have an x, we're replacing that x with an x plus delta x. So here's an x. I have to write x plus delta x. What is happening to that? It has to get what? Squared. Then I have to do plus 2 times. Do I just put 2x? 2x plus delta x in parentheses. Okay, so that is what f of x plus delta x is equal to. So now we want to go ahead and we want to multiply all of that out. We might as well multiply it out as we're doing the limit problem. Okay, so Alina, can you tell me what I get if I do x plus delta x quantity squared? Okay, 2x delta x. I think you just forgot to say the x. Okay, so that's what that's going to be. And then here, I just want to distribute that. So I'm going to have plus 2x plus 2 delta x. Make sure you distribute the whole entire thing. Okay? So I am now finished with this. Done with that. I rewrote that. Now I have subtraction. And I have to do minus f of x. Brittany, what's f of x? What is f of x? F of x, right. F of x is just what we were given. It's x squared plus 2x. So we've got that now. So we're done with this. So now all I have to do is put what? Over what, everybody? Delta x. Okay, so here's my problem that I'm working. So once I'm finished writing this problem, I can forget about all this stuff up here. I don't even ever have to look back. Now it's just as if the problem is set up for us and we're ready to go. Before, we were always starting from this point. So the new thing here is that we're starting and we have to get the setup. And where this is all leading to is derivatives. This is the formula for derivatives. We're right there. We'll see it over and over once we get through the algebra of it. So now we're going to have x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared plus 2x plus 2 delta x minus x squared minus 2x all over delta x. Remember what our goal is. We want to be able to plug in 0 for delta x, but we're going to get a 0 in the denominator and a 0 in the numerator. So that tells us we have to do more work. Okay? So Maddie, what's the more work I'm going to keep doing here? Okay, so x squared minus x squared would be 0. I have a positive 2x and a negative 2x, that would be 0. So here's what I'm left with then. I'm just going to rewrite this. I have 2x delta x plus delta x squared plus 2 delta x. That's all we have left over delta x. Again, my goal is to be able to plug in delta x is 0. But I'm going to get 0 plus 0 plus 0 all over 0. 0 over 0 doesn't work. So what can we do now? Jared Steiger, what can we do? Good. So in the numerator, I'm going to factor out delta x, and I'm left with 2x plus delta x plus 2. What do we want to do at this point, everybody? Delta x divided by delta x is 0, or is 1 rather. Whoops, 1. We want to plug in 0 for delta x, What are we going to get then for the final answer for the limit? 2x plus 2. That's our limit. Okay? Make sense? Any questions? So quiz tomorrow. It's going to be over everything that's in your packet. Now, you also have an assignment on your assignment sheet, so you can do that assignment on your assignment sheet. That would be helpful. But another thing that would be great, guys, this packet has everything that's going to be on your quiz. So another way to study would be just to go through this packet and work these problems. Okay, so you have a lot of problems that you can do to study for the quiz. And anything that's in this packet is going to be on the quiz. The last quiz, I was a little disappointed. I thought some people should have done a little bit better. But hopefully this one will be better. Know how to do everything in the packet. You need to have these two memorized. You have to know those two. There will be questions over those two. What if you completely blanked and you could not remember these formulas? What could you do? Type it into your calculator and look at the function. Now, if you try to plug 0 in here, you're going to get a big hole in the graph. It's not going to give you an answer. But you should still be able to figure it out by looking at the graph on the calculator. Okay? Any questions about what to expect on the quiz? All right, so let's make this a good one tomorrow. Good grades, study.